Goeiedag, good day, fellow South Africans from a warm and balmy Brisbane. Now, I posted a video about how Africans in the Ermelo area are basically just taking over land, farmland, which is obviously white farmland. And I decided to do a bit more research into this. And I came up with a video that goes for 2 hours where there's a hall full of Africans talking about the expropriation of land at Ermelo. This is a meeting that was held in Ermelo in July this year. There are 3 white farmers, commercial farmers, who talk there. And their talks are very short, they're only about 2 minutes each. But they put forward excellent arguments as to why land should not be expropriated. Now, there are 2 things I want you to take away from this video. The first is that the first white farmer who speaks refers to his 4-year-old son taking over the farm when he's old enough. And after he stops speaking, this African woman gets up and says, "Your son is never going to be a farmer. We're going to take your land." So that's the first thing. And the second thing I'll draw your attention to is that this was an open meeting to talk about land expropriation without compensation. There are probably 400, 500 people at the meeting, and there are only 3 white people. And all the other speakers are basically saying, we want that land. Now, this happened a few months ago, and now it looks like they're actually doing it, if you have a look at that earlier video. Anyway, I'll let you watch the video and these 3 white farmers. Have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe to be kept.
And I just want to say why I think so. First thing, if you look at the principles of the EFF, they want to expropriate land without compensation and give it to the state. So that tells me not one person in this building today is owning property. No one. Not a single person here is going to own property. They will have to rent it, and if they don't rent it, they will have to pay rates and taxes on it. So that's a big problem. The next thing, I'm sorry, but we can't leave it to the government to decide this, because if you look at state-owned entities, look at Plaza, look at SAA, look at Eskom, the money is gone from government. If you look at 11 years back, it would have been Kusile and Madupi would have cost 30 billion rand to put on. At the moment, it will cost over 300 billion rand each. So there's 540 billion rand that needs to come from somewhere to pay for that. And this coming from the people. It's everyone. It's not only me, it's everyone sitting here, they have to pay for that. Another thing is, we're only 20,000 properly commercial farmers. It's not more, it's not less. If you look at, if you want to employ 200,000 farmers from government, small state farmers, to help them, it will cost probably 200,000 rand a farmer. Then you're looking again at 40 billion rand a year that the state has to give to the farmers. That's not going to happen, sir. We don't have the funds for that. The last thing is, if there's not farmers here, then where can we get white maize from? The only white maize we can get is from Africa, and they're not self-sustainable. We're the only country in Africa that's self-sustainable. If we want other white maize, we have to import it from Mexico. And everyone knows that's terrible, it's not good maize. And that will cost you 6,000 rand a ton to get here. We're now paying 2,000 rand a ton. So what's that telling us? That's 200% that the price for maize and maize meal will increase. And who's going to suffer? It's going to be these people that's suffering, us is suffering. There's not going to be jobs for everyone, because it takes a farmer doesn't learn to farm in 1, 2 or 3 years. It takes generations. I'm the 4th generation, and I'm an African. My son is 4 years old. He's going to be the 5th generation on the farm. Because I'm an African, I'm proud for who I am. And I don't have other place to go.
Carry on, sir. Carry on, sir. You've got 15 seconds.
So, I don't have other place to go as well. This is my country as well. And thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Oh, I go. We are asking and we'll keep on reminding you, let's allow people to exhale. Your time starts now, sis.
It's Tracy Ermelo.
Talk into the mic and talk to me.
Okay. Greetings everyone. Standing in front of you, it's Tracy Ermelo from Governing Mbeki Municipality. Firstly, I'd like to tell you, Uti, I agree Uti Section 25 of the Constitution should be amended. I am saying this because we are standing here today. The land in South Africa was taken away from us as blacks in particular from the white through radical killing. I'm speaking today, our forefathers are killed, are murdered radically so by the whites. They forcefully took the land from our grandfathers and today they have the guts to come and stand here. They are 4 years. Rest assured, your 4-year-old son will never see that land. We as the youth of the blacks of South Africa, I will say today, whether Section 25 of this Constitution gets amended or not, we will take the land at the end of the day. Either way how we take it, it doesn't matter. But the land will remain to blacks as it is ours. Today we are here. I will say that blacks are very much kind and they are very much of a merciful people. Because when land was taken away from us as blacks, there was no negotiation. They just took the land away from us. In fact, they killed our grandfathers. But today we are here today because we have that message to say to you guys, okay, fine. Since when we took our land, let us expropriate the land without compensation. We are taking all land back to the state for equitable redistribution to our people. So I guess whites should just appreciate the fact that we're giving them that opportunity to still stay in that land that they stole from us, but we are saying to them, we are fine with you guys, let us share the land and live in peace. So all we are asking for is to be granted the opportunity of claiming what rightfully belongs to us, which should be no hidden fact that the whites are the ones benefiting from the land that is still ours. We are talking here today, we have agricultural students that are suffering, that they cannot do their practicals because there is a large amount of land that is spent and it's not used. The owners of those land are probably somewhere enjoying life at Europe, waiting for some construction companies to call them and tell them that they need to buy that land. A black child is still suffering today because of a greedy white person who stole land from us. As young as I am, if I was a granddaughter, probably a granddaughter of Mr. Likota over there, I guess they are very ashamed of you today. You are selling your own children. And he's selling his own children, his own blood, selling them to whites because he knows very well what he's benefiting from them. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we allow the next speaker to be heard? Your 3 minutes starts now, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you were speaking in the beginning, referring to the lady, it reminds me of my wife, that my wife always has the first say, and she always has the last say. But the thing of my jacket is the color red, but it doesn't necessarily prove that I'm a representative of the EFF. I'm here today, not on my behalf, but I'm standing on behalf of the poorest of poor in this country. I'm the largest off-taker of sugar beets in South Africa. If I'm not the largest, I might be the second largest. At this time and stage, I have 200 upcoming farmers on my books who provide me with sugar beets. Sugar beets is a staple diet of most of the population of South Africa, and the necessity of me is that this subject cannot mingle in the sense that we, for 1 year, deprive somebody of not being able to provide food for the poorest of poor in this country. The moment you start to improving agriculture, you're starting to alleviate poverty. That, as I'm standing here, I'm providing 6 orphanages with sugar beets on a daily basis. And I've become so shivering because it's such a serious matter. Everybody's talking about land, but nobody is concentrating on agriculture. Agriculture, as we stand here today, and I see most of the people that are representing, whoever they represent, is of the upcoming middle class. On the upcoming middle class from 1995 up until today has quadrupled on the consumption of milk and its products. Up until 1995 up until today, it is 3 times fold increase in people's consumption has increased from energy demand meals up into protein demand meals. That says a person has 3 times more eating meat nowadays than what they used to. And the thing is that the person is going to, at the end of the day, everybody here is adults, but he has no 4-year-old and a 2-year-old who can't afford the meal that he's eating the next stage. So my stance here today is, and I beg you, sir, that this land without compensation cannot be done. Because I'm standing on behalf of the poorest of poor in this country. The people here that I'm representing are not the poor. And that is my stance, that we cannot for 1 year come that we cannot be in a situation where we must produce as much food security in this country as what we can. The last 5 years, the maize price has increased from 1,500 to 5,000 within a year because the climate has not gone for us, but in South Africa, but it's gone against us. All of a sudden, energy, water, and food scarcity is a reality on the table. And then we must not get emotional when we're going into food, we must go into agriculture. Thank you.
You take this to straight over here. Can we allow the last person to speak? Can we have a little bit of silence? Just a little bit of silence. Your time starts now, sir.
Sabona, Dumela, Molo, hello. Members of Parliament and fellow citizens. There is no such thing as a free thing. Not the t-shirt outside, not the land, nothing. We all know that. Someone had to pay for everything. And that is all of us, the taxpayers. The t-shirt you get outside, we as taxpayers had to pay for that. Expropriation of land without compensation is an economically irrelevant question. The biggest problem with this country is not the land question, but the idea of everything for free. Water, electricity, education. I'm a farm owner, a young entrepreneur and an employee. I employ 300 black people. If free land was so good, then why do we have so many Zimbabweans here? Why do they come to South Africa to work here if they can have a farm in Zimbabwe where they have land? What are you going to do with all this land? What? You need a capital to do something with this land. The government can finance everyone. Why are you focusing on irrelevant factors that will collapse this economy? Why are there only a few white people here today? Because they are at work. They don't focus on free things. As Robert Kiyosaki stated, everything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability, and everything that puts money in your pocket is an asset. My farm is an asset. It puts money in my pocket. With that money, I pay my employees. When the state takes my farm, it will become a liability because I have to rent it. How will I pay my employees? 300 people will lose their jobs, and that is only at my company. What about the rest of the country? I want you all to go and think, will you be better off? Will the country be better off? Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you too, sir. We are, put your hands down. Put your hands down. We are going to resume our business at 2:45. You've got half an hour break. Those that have spoken, please allow those that haven't spoken to come to the front. 2:45, we start with round 2.